This is the great Brazilian modernist Carlos Drummond de Andrade's iconic poem. In the middle of the way was a stone, In the middle of the way was a stone. In the middle of the way was a stone. I'll never forget that happened in the life of my so weary retinas. I'll never forget that in the middle of the way was a stone, in the middle of the way. In the middle of the way was a stone. Be drunken by Baudelaire. Be always drunk, that's all. That's the only question. So not to feel the horrific heaviness of time weighing on your shoulders, crushing you to ground. You must be drunken ceaselessly. But on what? On wine, on poetry, or on virtue, in your fashion, but drunken be. And if sometime on palace steps, on the green grass by an abyss, in the mournful solitude in your room, if sometime you awake, drunkenness dimmed or done, ask of the wind, of the wave, of the star, of the bird, of the clock, of all that flees, of all that wails, of all that roils, of all that sings, of all that speaks. Ask what hour is it, and the wind, the wave, the bird, and the clock will answer. It is the hour to get drunk, so as not to be the slavish martyr of time. Be drunken without stopping on wine, on poetry, or on virtue, in your fashion. All the whiskey in heaven. Not for all the whiskey in heaven. Not for all the flies in Vermont. Not for all the tears in the basement. Not for a million trips to Mars. Not if you paid me in diamonds. Not if you paid me in pearls. Not if you gave me your pinky ring. Not if you gave me your curls. Not for all the fire in hell. Not for all the blue in the sky. Not for an empire of my own. Not even for peace of mind. No, never. I'll never stop loving you. Not till my heart beats its last. And even then, in my words and my songs, I will love you all over again.
Walking that way, I saw the squirrel, the small one again, and it made me remember how many times I named myself a squirrel or a broom, a kitchen stick, and a curse-stamped kitchen sink. For now, I cannot repair this or this, and not even have money to get it done. A loser, and even more so a rabbit too, and a whole list that contains a disproportionate amount of disparaging words. And now I'm going for drinks and try to talk about poetry. And now I'm trying to talk in poetry like lists of insult that I hurled at me. I could not remember how often, and it was here again, the squirrel in the park walking next to me. And I even forgot I saw this real squirrel, not the analogy in the self-accusation, which was instead this wild and strong and active and successful squirrel in my backyard, my American squirrel, as I named it. So I did forget the backyard squirrel when I walked to the disaster, as to the bar, as much as I forgot that there's no hope believing in meeting someone just for having drinks. But still you forget when walking there is not a future and no past either. Sometimes it's just disaster, end of the day. Today was no winter anymore, no more cold and cold above the whole above us in the whole sky, quite the opposite. Very hot, and it felt very hot above us, and even felt like it was hot above in the whole sky, and even light everywhere. Above, it was night when L went out in front of the door to smoke the first cigarette after quite some margaritas, and some he used in between to fill up the margaritas a bit, to give them some taste, as he called it. So I wanted to do this self-accusation. I did not want to offend anyone, but I did maybe, and asked not for help. Instead, I read Fendi Life Essence. And I read the self-accusation. I was not what I should have been. I did not become what I should have become. I did not keep what I should have kept. I went here, I heard this piece, and I spoke this piece, and I wrote this piece, which is Peter Handke, and that's it, sorry. Okay, thank you.